This is the entrance to the loft, and the first section here is a feed section that is in total disarray because I'm doing some construction work. Okay. As you come out of the feed room, you go into the first section, which is the isolation section. Okay. And every section has an aviary on it. I'm very big on aviaries. I'm very big on air. You know, some of the people that have lofts, and even some of the one loft races, the sections are totally closed down, and they say, well, you know, we got skylights and whatever, and I'm just totally opposed to that. You would be surprised at how much time the birds spend in these aviaries. And it's been raining down here forever, and one of the things that go wrong, we got a nice sunny day, and I'll guarantee you every one of these aviaries were full, and the birds were laying out there with their wings spread and their tails spread, soaking up the sun and the fresh air. Now, as we go down the loft, what we can see here, and this is where the birds come in, they're locked out right now, all right? But we have these 8x8 sections. I've got the feed boards down because I'm about to feed, but one thing you'll notice is there's 1x8 boxes. I am very much a believer in a pigeon having a box. I don't like the 1x4s because what happens is they get droppings on their tails, and you know, I'm just vehemently opposed to that. Now, if you look down the loft, and don't forget there's a couple of sections behind me, all right, there are no solid walls in this loft. I don't believe in solid walls. I want air, I want movement, and I want ventilation. If you go to the ceiling, what you will also see in the ceiling is there are no solid ceilings, okay? For the same reason. Every section has a aviary on it, and every section is basically the same with 1x8s, okay? Now, back here on the back, we have oak grates. Over the oak grates, we have 1-inch welded wire to prevent any intrusion by the animals. And then you have the rest of the floor is a solid floor, solid hall with marine plywood in it, okay? And basically I'm just walking down the halls, and every one of the sections are the same, okay? And I'm not a big believer in fluff. I want functional, okay? The thing I want is function, and that's what I strive to get. The birds are fed on feed boards, okay, and on troughs. When you go to feed 300 birds, you normally have to put everything you got down so that they can eat. Now, the loft is scraped every day. Every perch is scraped every day, okay. The floor is scraped every day and swept up. I will not feed pigeons on a dirty floor. I won't do it. I mean, I can't imagine them walking through droppings and walking up on the feed board. You see the gallipots there, and we'll talk about that later, but basically I have 6 minerals that I give the birds available for them every day, okay? But this is pretty much the construction of the loft. There's doors, you can't really see them very well, that will fold down where I can block the aviaries. Some people have asked me, what is this plastic right here? Well, the reason that plastic is there is because when the sections were closed, I would open the door and there'd be a bird sitting there and he'd hit me right in the head. And that's not cool. I don't do that, all right? After about the third time, I'm like, all right, we got to do something with that. What the birds do is they go into this isolation section first, okay? They're in here for, 4 or 5 days, 7 days. They're then moved over to the next section, Okay, and this section has I'm trying to get the sun right. It has an aviary with a door, and it's got a trap on it. And those birds will run out in the aviary, and they're called to the food, and that's how they learn to trap. Okay. This is the setup with the antenna. I have one antenna. I have one normal trap. Okay. The antenna is on the inside of the loft. I'm vehemently against the antenna being on the outside of the loft. I've witnessed on several occasions where a bird would trip that antenna with his chip ring, and then he wouldn't come into the loft till 30 or 35 minutes later. Okay, that to me is not home. I'm sorry. The thing with the one by purchase is the fact that, as I said, I don't like the 1x4s because of the droppings. The other thing is, I will not fly pigeons to a block of wood. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not home to me. Okay, that's not their box. A block of wood hanging off the wall. Sorry, I won't do it. Okay, it's important to know these birds are treated as a race team. Okay, they are, and we got one knucklehead that snuck in on me here, but they are. When they go out, they are locked out. Okay, the birds are here a maximum of about 14 days, and they go out. All right, you have to develop the air sacs in the pigeons. You have to develop the wing strength, and you're not going to do that with a pigeon sitting in the loft. Okay, I'm sorry. A lot of people ask me, man, how in the heck do you get those birds to fly like that? These birds fly like this because they've been out. For 14 days after they got here, they went out. Okay, and it is crucial that you develop the air sacs in the pigeons. I absolutely hate shutting pigeons down. Okay, and we'll talk more at length about some of those philosophies as we go, but I just basically wanted to show you the construction of the loft. In the next videos, I'll show you all the supplements I'm using. I'll show you the medications I'm using. Okay? And I'll show you how I treat, what I do, what I use. And I think you'll find it very interesting. Okay? We're still about 5 weeks away from starting training. The birds are molting, but they're coming out of it. Okay? Most of them. The older ones, like this hen right here, is slick. Okay, and if you will watch the videos, I think you're going to see some things that you might not see, with everybody in the one-loft races. And, my whole philosophy is, hey, we're going to run an open and honest race, and I'm going to actually show you guys every single thing that I do. Okay, so hopefully you will follow the series of the videos and learn something from it. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it. It's not an issue. All right, it's going to be open and it's going to be honest. So this is the end of video number 1 on July 21st, not 21st, July 23rd. I don't even know what damn day it is. Anyway, this is the end of video 1. We're going to have a sequence of 3 or 4 or 5. All right. This is Tim Kirshner from the Breeders' Fall Classic, and we appreciate you flying the race. And hopefully you can watch the videos and get something out of it. Thanks.